The greatest paradox of human connection is that we often only appreciate the air when we are gasping for breath. We give our all, our time, our energy, our loyalty, only to find ourselves being treated like an option rather than a priority. But what happens when you stop chasing? What happens when you apply the Stoic principle of amor fati, loving your fate, and decide that your own company is enough? Today, we are exploring the 7 powerful reasons why distance acts as a mirror, forcing others to see the value they were too blind to notice before. This isn't about getting them back, it's about getting yourself back. The 7 reasons deeply explained. 1. The shock of your growth. Most people expect you to stay exactly where they left you, stagnant and waiting. When you provide distance, you create a silent gap. When they finally peek back into your life, they don't see the person who was begging for a text, they see a version of you that has leveled up. Stoic insight: you have shifted your focus from external validation to internal mastery. Your growth is a shock because it proves your happiness was never actually dependent on them. 2. The magnetic pull of self-sufficiency. Neediness is a repellent, self-sufficiency is a magnet. In Stoicism, the sage is someone who is content regardless of external circumstances. When you stop looking to them to fill your void, that void disappears. They become drawn to your independence because it suggests you have a secret source of happiness that they no longer have access to. 3. The envy of your newfound confidence. When you are constantly available, your value inflates and becomes cheap. Distance allows you to build a quiet, unshakable confidence. You aren't posting revenge photos, you are simply living well. This shift in power makes them realize that you've stopped seeking their permission to feel good about yourself. The shift: you move from being the seeker to being the standard. The intrigue of unpredictability. Humans are biologically wired to ignore what is predictable. By giving distance, you break the algorithm they have for you. They think they know how you'll react, but your silence creates a mystery. This unpredictability forces them to think about you more often, as they try to solve the puzzle of why you're suddenly okay without them. 5. The realization of what they've lost. Distance provides a contrast. While you were there, your kindness, your support, and your energy were like the background noise of their life, always present, thus unnoticed. Once that noise stops, the silence is deafening. They begin to feel the cost of your absence in the small moments where they once relied on you. 6. The desire to be part of your new journey. As you embrace Stoic principles, you stop living in the past. You start moving toward a future that looks bright and purposeful. When they see you on a new trajectory, they feel the fear of missing out, FOMO. They realize that your train is leaving the station, and if they don't move quickly, they will be left behind in the version of you that no longer exists. 7. The fear of losing you to someone else. This is the ultimate wake-up call. When you provide distance, they realize that you are a free agent. The realization hits that someone else, someone with better vision, will eventually see the value they ignored. The thought of someone else receiving the loyalty and love you once gave them for free creates a sense of urgency that no amount of arguing ever could, reclaiming your power. The goal of Stoicism is not to manipulate others into coming back, it is to reach a state of apatheia, a soul so steady that it is not disturbed by the coming and going of others. If they come back, it must be to a new version of you, one that sets boundaries and knows its worth. And if they don't? You have already won, because you've built a life so fulfilling that their absence is no longer a tragedy. You didn't just give them distance, you gave yourself a future.